Hi, this is for grade 5 and 6. I wanted to talk to you today about fear because there's something that I've had to really push through, and one of my fears, and that is having myself videoed and talking in front of a camera. That really creates a whole lot of anxiety for me. I'm worried about people judging me. I'm worried about whether it's going to come across natural to you guys, because I don't have your interaction there with me. So I've really had to push through that, and I thought, well, there'll be some certain fears that you'll be getting as well whilst being at home, and I thought I might be able to come up and give you some tricks on how to handle that. Now, fear's not a bad thing. Fear is good because it keeps us safe. What happens is that we might put our hands in front of in a fire, and when we do that, we remember that, oh, that hurts and that burnt me. So we learn we don't do that again. And that happens in the back of our brain. We create that as a memory. And we look at life through our eyes, which talks to the amygdala in our brain, which pushes on our fight, flight, freeze, we're in danger, or our rest and digest, everything's okay. And so that's really helpful for us to learn about different things. But sometimes it can come when we're learning something new and we haven't yet tried it yet, or there might be something, a memory that's happened before, and it actually doesn't create any fear. It's just attached to a memory. So what happens in our brain is that we communicate that on our right side of our brain, which is our emotional side. So what we can do is we can start to face our fears. So that's what I've had to do. I've had to actually face one of my fears. So I looked up and I thought I'll find out some things that you can do that you can help yourself get to the stage where you can conquer your fears. So the first thing is to put your fear underneath a microscope. Like really, really look at it and think about it and think, well, what is it that happens in my body when I feel like this? What are the emotions that come up? Write it all down so it's really all there in front of you, and all the different scenarios on how it actually makes you feel. And then the next thing is think about what's the worst thing that can really happen. So with me coming on video and speaking to you and feeling judged and all those things, the worst thing that's going to happen is that perhaps my feelings might get hurt. And that's not so bad. I'm not going to die from that. I'm just going to get my feelings hurt. So that's one thing. You put it there and you think, what's the worst thing that's going to happen? And generally the worst thing doesn't happen. But if we think about it, we look at it, we think, oh, well, that's actually what I'm really, really fearful about. Then ask yourself, like, would it happen? Would it happen? I'm looking at my notes here as I'm talking so I don't miss out on anything. Would this really happen? And then what you have to do is you really need to relax yourself. So you need to get your body and your mind both connected so that your body's relaxed and then your mind's relaxed, and that the task then becomes a lot easier. So relaxing is breathing, maybe doing some stretches, doing some exercise, just doing some things that can create that real sense of, relaxed. And then you have to face your fear. You actually have to do it. And when you do this thing, like the same with me, the more that I will do this, the better I will feel, the more comfortable I'll feel about it. So when you're doing anything new, the first time is going to be scary. And then after a while, you'll think, actually, this is not so scary. And I don't know if you can remember me telling you a story about my son when he was jumping into some water with his brothers, and they were, jumping in. It wasn't that high, but he felt it was really, really high. And his brothers were saying, come on, you can do it, you can do it. And I knew that as soon as he did it, he would feel really good. We're living in the country, and we had a fire dam there that we were allowed to swim in. And just jumping off the edge, he was really scared of. But of course, once he did it, he realised that it was really, really good fun, and so he kept doing it. So sometimes the worst thing you can think of isn't always going to happen. But if it's dangerous, of course, we wouldn't do it anyway. We wouldn't do that. But if it's not dangerous and it's just something when we look at it, like, for example, me doing this video, I'm not going to lose an arm or a leg. I'm just going to be maybe embarrassed or feeling judged or my feelings hurt. That's it. That's all that's going to happen. And I can live through that. So I hope everything's going all right. I'm going to do a relaxation for you so that you can actually really try and relax yourself and stay in this mindfulness. And you can play this over and over and do it every night if you like, if this helps you. All right. Hope everyone's doing all right. Miss you guys. Bye.